NATO accuses Russia of increasing numbers of troops on border despite claims of de-escalation.
Here's a summary of the article.
Russia is building up its military forces on Ukraine's border with more troops on their way, contradicting Moscow's claims of a drawdown, NATO's Secretary-General, Jens Stoltenberg, has said. Before a two-day meeting of NATO's 30 defense ministers, Stoltenberg told reporters at the alliance's headquarters in Brussels, "So far we have not seen any de-escalation on the ground. On the contrary, it appears that Russia continues the military build-up. We are, of course, monitoring very closely what Russia does in and around Ukraine." The 3rd Motorized Rifle Division has permanent bases to the northeast of Ukraine, while the 150th Motorized Rifle Division is garrisoned near Rostov-on-Don, just to Ukraine's southeast. Ruslan Leviv, of the open-source conflict intelligence team, drafted a map of their permanent bases, noting that some of the troops were being withdrawn in the direction of the border with Ukraine. U.S. President Joe Biden said in an address on Tuesday that he believed that more than 150,000 Russian troops remained near Ukraine's borders, more than 60% of the country's ground forces. "So we are seeing that it goes up and up and up, and it continues to increase. So I think that the most important thing now is to closely monitor what Russia does, and we really call on them to do what they say, and that is to de-escalate, to withdraw forces. Of course, what we've seen several times over the last months is that they move in with a high number of troops and heavy equipment. Russia is not deciding who's going to be a member of NATO or not."
This post received a score of 11,000, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
It seems like NATO is just calling out and broadcasting to the public what they think Russia's immediate next steps are, and Russia tries to counter this by claiming the opposite, all in real time as troops are moved and such. Will this have the effect of encouraging Putin to back down? Is Putin merely trying to obfuscate reality and cause confusion as a response? What else can even be done? Regardless if war happens or not, it seems that looking back it will have always been apparent that no war was the case. They still have all options available on the table, from a media perspective at least.
I think airing Putin's every move has already worked wonders tbh. It has wrestled the narrative from him, which is what he relies upon every time he pulls this stunt. It may even have delayed the invasion as a result.
You're right about the narrative. Putin has two choices: be exactly the threat Biden is telling everyone he is, or back down and hand NATO a win. Putin's been working to undermine NATO for the last decade, and he now finds himself in a position where no matter what he does he'll make the alliance stronger. I don't know whose idea it was to release all that intel, but the strategy worked amazingly well.
It looks like they are trying to change the narrative to, made you flinch. You looked so funny when you thought I was going to invade Ukraine more than I already have.
Oh no, you sure showed us. Keep not killing thousands of people. That'll really teach us a lesson.
I hate it when Putin doesn't kill people.
Calm down, Stalin.
Surprise would be if someone believed in Putin's word.
Apparently Wall Street yesterday, lol.
I subscribed to WSJ a while back. The right-wing bias for anything outside of business news is pretty extreme.
It used to be a bit better, but the editorial board absolutely jumped the shark during the Trump presidency.
WSJ is a Murdoch rag these days.
Yup, nothing like half of American media being owned by a foreign citizen. Edit, JK, he is a citizen, just doesn't live here anymore. An American citizen. Holy crap, you're right. I honestly always thought he was just an Australian citizen. I stand corrected.
Nah, we don't want him either. He's yours now.
Isn't today the big day?
Russian troops are hungover, maybe tomorrow.
And their trucks are stuck in the mud.
Wasn't there a real issue that if Russia delayed an invasion for too long, that the melting snow, ice would cause the ground to become muddy and difficult for tanks, armored vehicles to pass? Why am I not reading about that anymore? Is it because it was baloney?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.